And this is the big India Today impact our story has had. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav has taken note of TV Today's prison from hell sting operation. The Chief Minister has assured strict action against the Kasna Jail authorities. So that's the big impact that the story has had, with the Chief Minister taking note of the kind of atrocities that have been committed by the jail superintendents on the prisoners. Unspeakable torture and brutalities that were seen in the visuals that we showcased right here on India Today. In fact, already the District Magistrate of Noida has ordered an inquiry, and now the Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav has assured strict action against the Kasna Jail authorities.
मैं आपको कभी-कभी धन्यवाद भी देना चाहता हूं कुछ चीज़ों को लेकर के। कभी-कभी मैं सोचता भी हूं, आपकी जब न्यूज़ देखता हूं या जानकारी मुझे मिलती है, मैं सोचता हूं तो ये जांच का विषय है। हम जांच करेंगे और सच्चाई आपके सामने लाएंगे।
Shivendra Srivastava joins us for more on this. Shivendra, the Chief Minister thanking, in fact, India Today for exposing those visuals of the kind of barbarity that is being unleashed on the prisoners inside Kasna Jail.
Yeah, this is very commendable that Chief Minister is accepting the fault by jail officials, and now he has also ordered to take strict action in this case. Now, Jail Minister in UP, Balwant Singh Ramu Walia, also called a meeting at his residence with top officials of UP jails, and now they are planning to take strict action in this case, and they have Minister have directed officials to go for an inquiry and constitute a committee to inquire in this case, and maybe today itself there would be strict action in this case.
Absolutely. And Indu Banerjee is also with us. And Indu, the Chief Minister reacting to TV Today's story, promising strict action, the DM Noida ordering an inquiry immediately. But there's so much that needs to be investigated. It's not just about the unspeakable tortures, but even the rampant corruption that has been going on inside this jail.
Well, absolutely, Avantika. To begin with, it's just a tip of the iceberg. You go through the story, it's not only the, crazy visuals that have shown the unspeakable amount of horror that has been unleashed on the inmates. That is worse than probably Guantanamo Bay, that will, and more shockingly, 30 kilometers from the national capital, that's Kasna Jail. But also the kind of rampant corruption, as rightly mentioned, one of the former inmates told India Today that everything is for sale inside, including banned substances like heroin and other psychotropic substances. So there you have it, a very absolute cocktail, heady cocktail of not only corruption but violence. And here we have an absolute impact, nonetheless, the Chief Minister coming forth and saying that the action will be taken. We also seen an DM of Gautam Budh Nagar ordering a probe by the ADM, and also we have seen the DGP of Uttar Pradesh, Javed Ahmed, clearly saying that actions will indeed be taken. But unfortunately, it's been almost 24 hours, no heads have rolled yet. Clearly, the person who has been seen in those pictures, the superintendent of the jail, the deputy superintendent of the jail, they have not been put under suspension. And also, as Kiran Bedi was rightly mentioning yesterday, that why not the higher-ups, why not DIG, why not IG Law and Order, what about them? Because it's directly under them, and if they are not to be held liable,
no, absolutely. And someone will have to pay the price, isn't it, Anandu? I mean, the Chief Minister may have cracked the whip saying and assuring of strict action, but what about the senior officials? I mean, how can all of this been happening in the jail without them not knowing, or perhaps, them being in absolute, dark that all of this has been happening and they had no clue about it? So someone will obviously need to be held accountable for the kind of crimes that have been committed inside this jail.
Well, absolutely. That's what you talk about jail manuals. It's not only a violation of jail manuals, Avantika, but it's also basic human rights that have been enshrined in the Constitution of India, and that's why it cannot happen without without the nod of the higher ups. And that's why the next person above the person who's that's the jail superintendent is the DIG. The DIG needs to be held accountable. The IG Law and Order needs to answer, and also the DGP Javed Ahmed, he needs to also make sure that all the higher-ups, including the DIG and the IG Law and Order, needs to answer some tough questions, and if need be, actions needs to be taken against them as well. Until that time that happens, probably people won't believe the promises of the Chief Minister. People don't believe the promises of the DGP. And we can only hope that India Today's investigation brings some basic change as far as the way our jails function, particularly in the state of Uttar Pradesh.
Oh, absolutely. Hopefully there is some drastic change that is brought about, especially at least in this jail. For now, Anindu Banerjee and Shivendra Srivastava, thank you both for joining us. But we would like to show our viewers our exclusive report that has now woken up the authorities, including the Chief Minister of the state of Uttar Pradesh. Our investigative team exposed the cruel torture that was being meted out to the prisoners inside Kasna Jail in western Uttar Pradesh. It's barely 30 kilometers from Delhi. Our investigating team reveals the prison that turned into a torture chamber. We'll show you just how inmates have been treated in such a barbaric manner. Take a look at our report uncovering the brutalities unleashed by the senior officers of the jailhouse.
Unbearable screams pierce through a large hall. A young man has been pinned down, his feet up, locked in sticks. The man screams in pain. And begs his tormentor to stop, as a flurry of blows from a club rain down on his soles. This diabolical act takes place at no secretive torture camp of an autocratic regime or a notorious military detention facility like Guantanamo Bay. It happens on a prison compound barely 30 kilometers from Delhi, popularly known as the Kasna Jail of Greater Noida in Uttar Pradesh. India Today's special investigation has unearthed a vicious cycle of torture and corruption inside the walls of this prison of a democratic, fair trial nation. The victim that you see on your screen is an inmate, and the man beating his souls mercilessly is Akram Khan, a deputy jailer of this jailhouse until recently. Seen in uniform is Chief Warden Shurveer Singh Yadav, and helping them in this atrocity are lifers. Such brutalities appear to be routine in this district jail of Uttar Pradesh, projected as one of the most modern in the state. Last month, Ajay Bholaram completed his sentence here. He shares his harrowing experience. His toenail was pulled off inside, he alleges.
सर डंडे से मारते हैं, पैरों को ऊपर करा के पैरों के तलुओं पे मारते हैं, ठीक है, वहाँ पे चोट लगती है और चार नंबरदार होते हैं, लठ बजाते हैं, एक इंसान इधर खड़ा हो जाता है, एक उधर खड़ा हो जाता है, इंसान के पैरों को ऊपर कर लेते हैं जब उन पे लठ बजाते हैं.
Bholaram also explains how jail officials aided by fellow prisoners subject poor inmates to inhuman treatment over bribes.
कैंटीन में कौन सी ऐसी चीज़ है जो पैसे से नहीं मिलती है? अगर इंसान के पास में पैसा है तो दारू, नशा, सुल्फा, गांजा, सारी चीज़ तो बिचती है, नशे तक की गोलियां बिचती हैं सर.
Our investigation inside the jail corroborated his claims. An inmate is stripped to his underpants, pushed to a pillar. And beaten mercilessly by a fellow prisoner, under the watch of a jail guard counting his daily bribes. Waiting in line to be assaulted is another inmate. At the root of this abuse is money, as Bholaram reveals.
यहाँ ये नंबरदार हैं, बदतमीजी करते हैं सर. कोई भी आके किसी के भी गाल पे थप्पड़ मार देता है, पूछता है तो वहाँ ले जाके पिटवाते हैं.
Use of abhorrent tactics on prisoners serve as a black spot on the human rights records of any civilized nation. India Today's investigation into Uttar Pradesh's Kasna Jail warrants sweeping reforms of the country's prison management system. For now, the current mechanisms to fix accountability for torture in detention appears to be too deficient to tackle the scourge. With Shivendra Srivastava in Greater Noida, Bureau Report, India Today.
And India Today's sting operation has caused a massive stir in the state of Uttar Pradesh, prompting authorities to act. We've also received a lot of reactions. Let's listen into them.
बिल्कुल इजाजत नहीं देता। मेरे मुख्यमंत्री की हिदायत है कि कानून और किस्मत जेल में भेजते हैं। हमारा काम उनको जेल के अंदर संपूर्ण उनके मानवाधिकार और संरक्षण करना, उनका बचाना है। साफ बात है कि कोई गैर मनुखी काम बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जा सकता।
नहीं, अगर जो आप बता रहे हैं ये ऐसा है तो चिंता का विषय है और मैं इसमें तत्काल जो डीजी जेल हैं मिस्टर मीना, उनसे बात करूंगा और मैं समझता हूँ वो भी तत्काल इसमें जांच करा करके जो भी वैधानिक कार्रवाई है चाहे जिसके विरुद्ध हो वो कराई जाएगी।
निश्चित तौर से श्री अखिलेश यादव की सरकार में इस प्रकार की घटना कोई आश्चर्य पैदा करने वाली नहीं है, बल्कि इस प्रकार की घटनाएं निरंतर होती रही हैं और आपने उस फुटेज को हासिल किया, इसके लिए मैं आपको बधाई देता हूं। और अखिलेश यादव जी इस बात का जवाब दें कि उत्तर प्रदेश की जेल में भी लोग सुरक्षित नहीं, थाने में भी सुरक्षित नहीं, मंत्रालय में भी सुरक्षित नहीं, कहाँ उनकी सुरक्षा होगी। जिस प्रकार से वसूली के लिए जेल में बंद किए गए कैदियों के साथ इस प्रकार का व्यवहार किया गया है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसकी निंदा करती है। इस पर कार्रवाई केवल जेलर के खिलाफ नहीं, जो जेल मंत्रालय संभाल रहे हैं उनके खिलाफ भी कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए।
जेल मैनुअल का ये खुला उल्लंघन है और जेल मैनुअल में कहीं भी किसी कैदी को पीटने का कोई प्रावधान नहीं है। इसलिए ऐसी स्थिति में जो कुछ भी ये कर रहे हैं ये कानून के खिलाफ है, नैतिकता के खिलाफ है और भ्रष्टाचार का खुला उदाहरण है जो कि इस पूरे प्रदेश